Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, Beechcraft Denali coming along nicely. Father-daughter team aiming for gyroplane record. SAIB issued on a number of lake aircraft airframes. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Beechcraft Denali coming along nicely. The Beechcraft Denali continues moving forward towards certification, having received its FAA Type Inspection Authorization earlier this year. Textron advertised that their single-engine turboprop competitor has logged more than 2,000 flight test hours across 830-plus flights, on track for completion in 2025. Once out, the Denali could prove a strong competitor for the current king of the single-engine turboprop crop, the TBM 960. The combination of slick avionics, strong automation, easy hand flying, and capacious interior make for a great do-all aircraft recipe. Beechcrafts will offer buyers something the rest of the field lacks: the brand new GE Aerospace Catalyst engine, a newfangled turboprop that sits outside the paradigm of Pratt & Whitney's PT6 series. The Catalyst will grant the Beechcraft Denali about 1,300 shaft horsepower, granted with single-lever power and prop control. When paired with a 5-blade 105-inch Macaulay prop, the Catalyst will give Denali operators a 285-knot top speed and 1,100-pound full-fuel payload. That should be enough for an LA to Chicago or NYC to Miami flight with a family of 4. Defueling a bit can allow up to 11 occupants in a Denali if configured with a 9-passenger commuter interior. Most of the time, though, the average Denali will sport the 6-seat executive interior. After the break, NBAA calls members to throw weight behind FAA authorization.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/rusty today for details.
For over 30 years, the massive Sport Plane Resource Guide has provided expert, credible information, evaluations, and critical analysis of all that the sport aviation world has to offer. The all-new digital Sport Plane Resource Guide is coming with extensive multimedia features that are constantly updated, an even more comprehensive online guide to all things sport aviation. Available soon. www.sportplane.com.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. NBAA calls members to throw weight behind FAA authorization. The National Business Aviation Association has summoned the troops to come together and push their congressional reps to approve the FAA's reauthorization legislation. The FAA currently operates under an extension granted, which only allows it to function through May 10th, so the industry is cutting it close. The NBAA has a letter calling for the reauthorization's passage, and those supporting the measure are invited to sign on with their own names to give the letter a little extra oomph. DJI launches fresh agriculture drones. DJI announced the new Agras T25 and T50 for sale, providing support for smaller and larger growers with application, fertilization, and similar sprays. DJI says that its agricultural drones have already treated more than 980 million acres in more than 100 countries and regions. The T25 is the smaller, more affordable model, while the T50 gets to be the flagship of the Agras lineup. It sports large 54-inch propellers and a coaxial dual-rotor design, allowing it to haul payloads from 88 pounds of juice or 110 pounds of dry granules. Onerous Hawaiian insurance bill snuffed out before it hatched. A state bill that would have required air tour operators in Hawaii to hold liability insurance over $20 million per person per incident did not stick the landing, to the collective relief of pilots in the area. Hawaii State Senate Bill 2747 was introduced by State Senator Chris Lee, with the requirement being $1 million in liability coverage per person per incident. That didn't last long, though, since the Senate Committee on Transportation and Culture and the Arts removed the price requirement and punted the bill over to the House Committee on Consumer Protection and Commerce for review. SPSA updates land-based air tanker fleet. Premier Scott Moe and Corrections Policing and Public Safety Minister Paul Merriman have disclosed details on the 4 repurposed land-based air tanker aircraft consisting of 2 -8 Q400 AT models and 2 -8 Q400 MRE models being purchased for the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency at an approximate cost of $187.6 million. The planes will replace the current fleet of land-based air tanker aircraft, which consists of 4 Convair 580 airplanes. Those planes will approach the end of their useful lifespan in 2027. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Father-daughter team aiming for gyroplane record. Aerodyne, a new gyroplane manufacturer, will be commemorating its entry into the market with an attempt at setting some records as it runs a lap around the United Kingdom. Founder, executive chairman, and pilot Raja Iyengar will make a full lap around the whole lot with his 8-year-old daughter assisting, aiming to complete a 3-day, 5,000-mile journey. If successful, the duo will be able to snag records in a couple firsts, with a pair for each. Raja can earn a record as both the first UK circumnavigation by gyroplane and the fastest, with similar records given to his second-in-command as the youngest to do the same. Raja won't just drum up attention for the gyroplane, nor the optimistic designs for a clean sheet helo and eVTOL design, but for charity too. The company will raise funds via the Aerodyne Round UK Challenge, an entity that will raise funds to send medical supplies and toys to children from nightly news hotspots around the world, from Eastern Europe to the Middle East. Supporters can bid to get a spot along for a ride too, with slots available for all 15 planned legs of the flight. Iyengar said, quote, "We are thrilled to embark on this historic journey and demonstrate the unrivaled performance and reliability of Aerodyne's gyroplanes." End quote. After these messages, SAIB issued on a number of Lake aircraft airframes.
There's a lot of places I get to at the end of the runway or in turnarounds that I need an engine running. So for me, it's very important to have a product that I'm absolutely confident with. I am very confident with the Trailblazer propeller. And when I'm flying air shows, I know that propeller is going to be right for me.
Welcome back. SAIB issued on a number of Lake aircraft airframes. The FAA has issued a special Airworthiness Information Bulletin that alerts all owners, operators, maintenance technicians, and inspectors of Revo Incorporated Model Colonial C-1, Colonial C-2, Lake LA-4, Lake LA-4A, Lake LA-4P, Lake LA-4-200, Lake Model 250, including those modified in accordance with STC SA-469NE, and Lake 270 Turbo Renegade, to potential cracks in the wing rear attach beam assembly and hull quality issues that have been identified in a significant number of aircraft. At this time, the document notes that this airworthiness concern is not an unsafe condition that would warrant AD action under Title 14 of the Code of Federal Regulations, Part 39. The SAIB reports that over the past 45 years, the Lake Amphibian Club received approximately 27 reports of cracks in the wing rear spar web that were visible in the aft wheel well. In addition, there is one report of elongated bolt holes in the wing to fuselage attach fittings. The information in the SAIB was provided to us by LAC. The potential effect on the aircraft strength is prompting the FAA to issue this SAIB. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.